Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video I'll be sharing with you guys how to make this beautiful reversible corset crop top that can be worn in two different ways. If this is something you are interested in, please keep on watching and do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you are yet to do so. So let's get into the video. So guys, for this we need our pattern paper. We'll be making use of padded aka warden. I'll not be making use of a bra cup for this tutorial, and this is an air stay. It has a rough side, okay, and you need two different fabrics. So this is the two ankara that I'm working with. You can use any fabric of your choice. So this is my pattern paper, and this is my shoulder line, this is my bust line, this is my under bust, and this is my waist, also the length of the top. Okay, mine is 17 inches, so you can make yours longer if you want. So after labeling my pattern like so, the next thing we'll be doing is to take our shoulder measurement. So my shoulder is 14, dividing 14 by 2 is 7, so I'll go ahead and mark 7 inches, and on that 7 inches I came down by 1 inch for our shoulder slope and 3 inches for our neck width. Okay, so we're not making use of this the top part of this pattern drafting, okay, but I'm just drafting for a better understanding. So I connected it to my shoulder, and then next thing I'll do now is to just mark my neck depth, okay, and I'll just draw a random neckline like so. So after doing that, for my shoulder slope, I'll go ahead and measure my armhole. So divide your bust measurements by 6, then add 1.5 inch to it. That will give you your armhole. Okay, so I just drew a line. After placing it, I drew a line, and then I'll draw the line as well this way, and this will serve as our chest line. So I'll just label that as chest line. So after doing it, I'll measure what I have on this my armhole, okay, then I'll divide it by 2, and then on that spot I'll go in by ½ inch. I will now come to my chest line and I'll place my bust circumference measurement. After that, I'll go ahead and create my armhole curve. So you can use your free hand if you do not have a curve rule. So after doing this, the next thing we'll be doing now is to place our span measurement, which is also known as nipple to nipple measurement. In my own case, it is 3 inches, so you divide yours by 2, and what I have is 3.5 inches. So I'll just place that 3.5 inches from my chest line down to my waistline. So go ahead and divide yours as well. So I'll just connect it to form a line, and this is what it looks like. So the next thing I'll be doing is on my under bust, you take 1 inches on both sides. That is to say, you take 1 inches on this side and you take 1 inches on the other side. So that same 1 inches, you take it on your waist measurement as well. 1 inches here and then 1 inches here. After which you go ahead and connect it into a straight line. This way. So after doing that, the next thing you'll be doing is on this your bust point. This is our bust point. Okay, from that bust point you connect it to the 1 inches that you took earlier on. Okay, so after connecting it this way, so on my chest line I'll be going up by 1 inches, but you can maintain your chest line, okay, but I don't want my cleavage to show, so I went up by 1 inches. Okay, so I'll just extend the line this way to meet the 1 inches. After doing that, the next thing I'll do is to take 1 inches on both sides as well. Okay, so we'll connect that to the bust point, okay, the way you see me, like so, and I'll connect the other part as well. So after doing that, we'll go ahead now on our chest line. On the chest line, I'll be going in by ½ of an inch, okay, So you can choose to go in by half of an inch on your bust line. Okay, I don't want my cleavage to show, so after which I went ahead to just draw a curve this way, and then I'll connect this line to my bust line this way, just to serve as a guide to get the other cup. It is optional, you can go ahead and just draft out your cup. So this is what we have for one cup. So you can see that one side of our cup is ready. So to get the other cup, you measure the distance between your bust and your under bust. Okay, but before then, I'll just go ahead and connect this line into my armhole this way. So just go ahead and connect it into your armhole. Okay, so after doing that, now this measure the distance between your bust and your under bust. In my own case, is 3 inches. So from this point here, that point, you measure your 3 inches, and then you add half inches to it. This is because the bust around our armhole area is usually fuller. Okay, so after doing that, go ahead and create your cup. So create your cup in a way that it will accommodate your bust. Okay, so you can see me using my free hand to just do this. You can do this with your curve roll, but I prefer drafting my free hand. And this is what we have. Okay, so our cups, both cups are ready. So now we'll go ahead now and input our body measurements. So on my chest line, I'll replace the dart there. Okay, and then I'll add stitching allowance, 1.5 inches stitching allowance. So I'll come down to my waist. I'll repeat the same thing, input my waist circumference measurement. I'll measure this dart and I'll replace the dart, after which I'll add 1.5 inches stitching allowance. So after doing that, I'll connect the lines together. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and cut this out. So if you need a yoke for this, so this is the yoke, this part that I'm cutting out. Okay, so this is the yoke. Okay, you just trace out your armhole and your neckline. So I'll be cutting out all these parts. So before I cut it out, I'll just label it center front, side front, cup 1, cup 2. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and cut out. So I'm taking my time to cut this out so that you guys will see which part I am cutting out. Okay, so this is what it is looking like. So I'll just make an arrow here because I'll be notching that part on my fabric. So we'll go ahead and draft the back. So for the back, I'll just place the center front and the side front this way. I'll just place it together and just sellotape it down like this. And then I'll bring another pattern paper and I'll trace it out on the pattern paper. So I've traced it out this way. Okay, I'll just show you so you can see the front piece on it. I traced it out. Okay, and I'll still cut out from it. Okay, so after tracing it out, if you need a zipper, but if you're making a reversible, I don't think a zipper is necessary. Okay, you need a loop. If you're making a reversible corset, you don't need a zipper, you need a loop. But if you want to use a zipper, all you need to do is to make a zipper allowance like this. Okay, create a zipper allowance. So I'll take that off because I'm not making use of a zipper. So this, from this my back piece, from this side, I will take out 3 inches from the side. Okay, this will be the distance for our loop. Okay, because I'm making use of a loop, I'll take out 3 inches and our loop will be around these areas. Okay, so this is where our loop will be. So I'll go ahead now and cut out the 3 inches. So that is to say I reduced the back piece by 3 inches. Okay, after that, so even your neckline, when it comes to your neckline, you can go lower. Okay, for your back you can curve it, but mine I just made it straight. Okay, so after that I'll just go ahead and make this arrow. That's the upside and this is the down part. Okay, so because when you cut it on your fabric, it becomes difficult for you to identify it. Okay, so just identify it in a way you understand. So I'll go ahead and cut all these pieces on my fabric, and this is it. Okay, this is the center front. You can see where I added ½ inches. This is the back. You can see where I added ½ inches as well. So I'll notch the top part like I said. So I will not mix it up, and I'll also notch the loop side. Okay, so I'll keep that aside, and this is the center front. You can see where I added ½ inches as well, and this is the cups. I added ½ inches as well, and I'll go ahead and notch that part I told you I was going to notch. So I'll notch this other part as well. Okay, and this is it. So let's go ahead now and start sewing. So I also went ahead to cut out wording for the cups. Okay, the same way I cut out the fabric. So now we'll bring our center front first and we'll open it up this way. So this is what it is looking like, and we'll bring our side front. Okay, you open it up and then you place it right side facing right side this way, pin it down, you stitch it by ½ inches. Repeat the same thing for this other side. I'll keep this aside and bring the other piece. So this is the other fabric. You repeat the same thing. Okay, you place it right side facing right side. You stitch it down by ½ inch. Place this other side the same way. Okay, so I'll go ahead now and just do that. So this is what I have after I was done. So I want my boning channels to be on this fabric, this particular one, and I don't want it to be in the front. Okay, so I'll turn it to the back side this way, and I'll just sew my bias like this on it, and I'll sew another one here. Okay, and I'll sew another one here as well. So this is what I have stitched it down my bias, and this is what it is looking like when you turn it to the rough side. Okay, I don't want it to show, that's why. So you can create your channels the way you want it. Okay, this is just how I want mine to be. So after that, I'll bring our cups, and this is our cups. I've ironed the interfacing on it to give it some weight. So you pick one of cup 1 and one of cup 2, align it well, and then you pin it down and stitch it by ½ inch. So I'll do that for all the cups. Okay, so I will take my time to do this part so that you see what I'm doing. Okay, carry one of cup 1 and one of cup 2. Just make sure that you align it well. The part where you notch should be together. Okay, so this is my wording. Okay, after this is the wording. Okay, I'll also repeat the same thing for the wording. I'll repeat the same process for the wording as well. I'll just pick it this way, place it, and I'll stitch it down. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do all of that now. So this is it. Okay, after I was done, so go ahead and make notches around your cups. After doing that, open your seams flat this way and give it a good press. So I'm done doing that, and this is what it is looking like. Okay, you can see that the bust effect is already popping without even adding our cups on it. Okay, so we'll bring back our cups. Okay, these are cups, the wording, and it has a sticky side. Okay, so that side that is sticky, that is the part that you'll be placing on your fabric, the rough side of your fabric. Okay, now when you are placing this, make sure that you place the right cup. Okay, so just place the right cup and place it well. Let the lines align this way, and then you go ahead and give it a good press. Okay, so I repeat the same thing for this other one. So I want the cup to be on this fabric. So this is it has already stick to the fabric, and I'm just trimming out the excess cups. It is better to have excess than to have shortage. Okay, so I'll trim out the excess cups, and this is what our cups, this is what it is looking like. Okay, so the next thing we'll do now is to bring our top, and you join it to the cup. Okay, so I'll just bring this cup, make sure the lines are aligning, then you pin it down. So you pin it down, and then you pin this other side as well, so it will look like this when you are done stitching. Okay, so this is what it will be looking like. So it's looking a bit rough because of the pin. So this is how it will look like anyways when you are done stitching it. Okay, so you do the same thing for the other cup. Okay, and you bring the other pieces as well. The other piece, you place the cup this way, pin it down. Okay, and then you stitch it to this side this way, you stitch it to the other side again this way. Okay, you do the same thing for the two cups. So after doing that, this is what it is looking like. Okay, you can see how neat this is, and you can see our cup, and this is the other one. Okay, so we'll bring our back, and we'll place our back on our front pattern. So you place it right side facing right side. Do not forget that I made notches, so because of that notches, I know where to place. Okay, so I'll just place it like this, and then I'll go ahead and stitch it with my stitching allowance, which is 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and stitch it with that 1.5 inches. I will repeat the same thing for this other piece. Okay, stitch it by 1.5 inches. So this is it. After joining it, this is what it is looking like. So now the next thing we'll be doing is, and this is the second piece, so this is a strap. Okay, I want it to have a strap, and this strap is 1.5 inches wide. Okay, and the length is around 18 inches. So I'll just fold it like this, and I'll stitch it. Okay, so I'll be stitching 4 of these, and this is what it is looking like. So this is 4 piece. So to place your strap, you measure your cup this way. After measuring it, divide it by 2, find the midpoint. Okay, and this is the midpoint for this one. So I'll just carry my strap, and I'll place it on that part. So I'll come to this other side. From the joining of the front and the back, you measure it, find the midpoint this way. Okay, then make a mark there and place your strap. So when you fold it, you have something like this. Okay, so you can see how it will be looking like. So I'll repeat the same thing for this other side. Okay, you measure your cup, divide it by 2, or better still, find the midpoint, and then place your strap. So I'll come to this last part, measure it like this, find the midpoint, and place your strap. So this is what I have. Okay, after placing the straps, when placing your strap, ensure that the joining of that strap, that is the place where the line of the joining is showing, should be facing up. Okay, so I'm just readjusting mine and making sure that it's facing up. That is the strap, the joining of your strap. Okay, so after doing this, the next thing we'll be doing now is to bring the other piece. Then you place it like this from the middle, from this part. So you'll be stitching it from the middle. Okay, you stitch it from the middle, from here like this, stitch it to this other side, and then stitch the other side. Okay, so you just go ahead and do that, and this is what we have. Okay, after I was done. Okay, so I was contemplating on what loop to use, the color, but because of this fabric, the nature of this fabric, I can't use this blue fabric as the loop. Okay, since it is a reversible, so I'll be making use of the black loops. But I can change this, I can change it anytime anyway. Okay, so I'll make use of the black loop because of the nature of the other fabric. If I should use the blue, it will not match with the other fabric basically. So you trim it, just ensure that they are equal. So this is what our top is even looking like. Okay, after I was done stitching the top part, this is what it is looking like. So go ahead and give this a good press. Okay, this is what it is looking like after I was done ironing it down. Okay, you can see what our top is now looking like. So you should have something like this when you are done with yours. So now we'll fix our loops. So to fix your loops, I'll just trim off this part. Okay, they need to be equal. So after to fix it, I'll just open the top this way. You open it like this, and then you just place it on one side of the fabric. So I'll go ahead and just pin this one down. After pinning it down, you measure the distance you want your loops, each of your loops to be. So I want mine to have 2 inches distance. Okay, so I'm just measuring 2 inches. Okay, after measuring the 2 inches, I'll place the loop. So this is how to place your loop. You fold it inwards like this. So the side where you folded should be facing outside. Okay, it should be facing the outside. Okay, so you pin it on that 2 inches this way. After pinning it down, you place your top like this. You cover it this way. You cover it and you stitch it using half of an inch. You stitch it down using half inches, and you repeat the same thing for this other side. So this is what I have after I was done. This is what the loops is looking like. This is what it is looking like after I was done. So the next thing we'll be doing now is to trim off these parts, just to ensure that they are equal. After trimming that off, we'll go ahead and insert our boning to the channel. So you can see I created a channel at the back. Okay, I just stitched it down at the back area. I created a channel. Okay, so just create your channel the way you want it to be. After that, go ahead and fix your boning. You can use any boning of your choice. This is a Regina boning. Okay, but you can use any boning of your choice to make this corset. So I'll just fix the boning. After that, I'll iron it. After ironing it, it will be looking flat this way, and then you bring your bias. So we're using the bias to turn the bottom part of this top. So I'll place my bias on this side because I want the bias to be showing on the other fabric. Okay, because this black bias will not match with this part of this top. So it will match with the other part of the top. So I'm placing it this way, right side facing right side, and then I'll stitch it down. So I'll stitch it on this side like this, stitch it down to the top. After that, I'll now fold it to this other side and stitch it on the other side, so the bias will be showing on this fabric. So I'll go ahead and do that, and this is what I have after I was done. Okay, I'm done stitching the bias. So if you open it, turn it to this other side, you realize that there's no bias. Okay, you can't see any bias, but when you turn it to this other side, you'll be seeing the black bias. Hope that is clear, guys. So this is what our top is looking like. So now we have to create sleeve for this other part. Okay, we can't use this blue sleeve for this part, so you just put in that blue sleeve, that blue strap rather. So to create this sleeve for this other part, what we'll be doing is to cut out a fabric, and this fabric I have here is 20 inches wide and the length is around 19 inches. Okay, the width is around 19 inches. So I have this elastic that I cut out. Okay, I just cut out 6 inches elastic, and I cut out 4 of this elastic, 4 of it. So what you do now is to fold your top like this. I have 2 pieces. Okay, remember, you carry 1 piece, fold it this way, stitch it, and then you insert your elastic. Okay, you stitch the bottom there and then you insert your elastic. So I've done one, and this is what the sleeve is looking like. So I'll do the other one. I've stitched it and I'm just inserting my elastic this way. So guys, if you find this video helpful so far, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe if you are yet to do so, and do not forget to share it with your friends. Okay, don't forget to turn on notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, so after inserting your I said bias, your elastic this way, you fold it like this and then you just stitch it. Okay, you stitch it down. So I'll do that, and this is what it is looking like. I'm done, and this is the final look of our top. So thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to leave your suggestions, and this is what this side is looking like with the sleeve. Okay, so guys, and this is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching, and please hit the subscribe button. This is the strap we use to knot it at the back. Till I see you in my next one. Bye.